When we sunbathe, the sun's ultraviolet rays make changes to our bodies in our skin, and we form vitamin D, and that helps us to be healthy. So too, when we behold God, we are transformed by the experience. In our readings today, both Moses and Jesus are transformed in the presence of God. And when he writes about this, Paul says this, "And all of us, with unveiled faces, seeing the glory of the Lord as though reflected in a mirror, are being transformed into the same image from one degree of glory to another. For this comes from the Lord, the Spirit." So there is this metaphysical principle that as God reveals his glory to us, so we are transformed. As we connect with God, we behold his glory. Perhaps over the last 2 years, you've felt a bit disconnected from God. And as we move now towards Lent, it's a good time to take stock and ask ourselves, in what ways can we better connect or reconnect with God? How might we, on a weekly or daily basis, come into God's presence in a way that feeds our souls and transforms us, that changes us from one degree of glory to another? Ask yourself, what works for you? What's worked for you in the past? And perhaps there's something new that you want to try, to experiment with, a way in which on a daily and weekly basis we come into God's presence to pray, to listen to him, to read his word, to receive from him in the sacraments. Let's find those ways, brothers and sisters, that we might draw close to God, because he promises us that when we draw close to him, he will draw close to us. And as we are transformed, we do so as we bow down, Paul says, as we worship, as we obey, as we believe, as we are changing and making changes in our behaviors and our attitudes. So we are transformed. So what is God saying to you in this Lent that he wants to change? Where does he want you to grow? And lastly, as they came down the mountain, Moses and then Jesus were blessings to those around them. We're transformed by the presence of God that we might carry that to others, that we might in turn be a blessing and transform the world. We are empowered by his energy. So Moses shone and led the people of Israel. Jesus comes down the mountain and is immediately empowered to drive out a demon. So how does God want you and me to be a blessing in this Lent? Whom is he calling us to bless? Brothers and sisters, let's use this holy season as a time to draw close to God, to be changed by that experience, and to be a blessing in the world. Amen.